It is no surprise that we had another controversial main event this weekend.
Mhm.
Top-ranked boxing, headlined by George Kambosos versus Maxi Hughes, was a very, very interesting fight. But before we get into that, welcome back to All It Takes, No Whiffs. I'm Alex, and that's Christian. And I'm just going to be straight up honest. I think Maxi Hughes won this fight. George Kambosos was given this fight completely. I do not think a majority decision should have been given to him. If you ask me, honestly, I think the 117, 111 should have been in Maxi Hughes's favor for all three judges. But, I saw something different, I guess. But, Christian, what did you think about this fight?
I know we've had a lot of controversies recently. This might be the worst one behind the Raleigh one. Only reason why I say the Raleigh one was worse was considering that Barroso, like that was like
Mhm.
basically his last opportunity in his career. But still, this right here, this is definitely a huge punch in the gut for Maxi Hughes because clearly won this fight, clearly won it.
Great performance, too.
Yeah, he cooked. He honestly cooked George Kambosos, and instead he gets his sixth career loss, which ridiculous to me. And the thing that upsets me so much about this is they gave it to Kambosos to have a name lined up for him potentially, but Kambosos ain't even marketable like that. He kind of like yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest, kind of sucks.
You're brutal.
Yeah, all right, excuse me. That performance was horrible because credit to him still for beating Tio, even though there's context that Tio was not healthy for that fight. Still, that was a lot better of a performance. That George Kambosos and what we just saw last night, two different fighters.
Mhm.
And the thing is, he couldn't really get anything going. Like he really did nothing really. I just don't like the performance I saw from him.
No, I mean, not at all. Maxi Hughes controlled this fight from the very, very start. He had that outside control. You got a southpaw versus an orthodox. Once you got that control right there, it's
Hmm.
pretty much over, and Kambosos just couldn't figure it out at all. And another thing, we actually watched this fight together. First time in a while we've watched the fight together, but Christian
Hmm.
mentioned this too. Kambosos got some short arms, and that was a very, very big problem for him in this fight.
Yeah, I think that's tied into him not being able to get on the inside, but a little stubby over there. Like, it just kind of, excuse me, I don't want to make fun of him for it, but like his arms are like at his waist basically. It's kind of wild. But that and Maxie Hughes having the lead foot advantage. That's when it's a southpaw versus orthodox. If you can get your foot on the outside against your opponent, that's a huge advantage right there. Maxie Hughes had control over that all night, and he kept he was hitting Cambosis a lot, and honestly, for somebody who doesn't have a lot of power, he was hitting him square a lot. So Cambosis straight up got cooked in this fight, if you really ask me, and it just upsets me because it's not like he's like a super marketable guy. He's recognizable because of his upset win over Tio, but stylistically, he's not pulling off these amazing stoppages, giving you highlights. Doesn't even look good in the ring like that. I just maybe he's because he's Australian pride or something. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, but let's just go ahead and get right into it. Who do you want to see him get cooked by next?
That's the problem. Whoever he faces next, if it's a step up from Maxi Hughes, he's gonna get cooked. Like he's just not.
The
He,
names in this class at the top of it, you mean you got Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Those are the top 2 right there that probably I mean, we saw him with Shakur after the fight too. I mean, I just think Shakur would be licking his chops for that. That would be I don't even wanna get into that. That's just an easy win for him.
honestly, Frank Martin the other night having a really off night cooks this Cambosis on and off night. Like it's just like the anybody better than Maxi Hughes in this weight class is just it's a recipe for disaster for Cambosis. Cambosis is already exposed, if you ask me, and I just feel like it's kind of a matter of time before he gets done real dirty.
I will say though, I really would like to see him have a really good performance though coming up again. I think maybe in his next fight he could maybe fix some of those faults. So I don't want to bag on him too much because this dude was an undisputed world champion at one point. So like, I mean, it is what it is. Kambosos got the dub for this. I feel bad for Maxi Hughes because I feel like
Yeah.
he definitely deserved a dub for this. But Keyshawn Davis, this dude had a really, really nice performance. He kind of got a little tested. He got a little hit up so he could sharpen up on that defense. So it was a clean sweep in this fight, but or not clean sweep. God, I can't say that. But we lost one round for one judge. But I really like what I saw from Keyshawn on this. I thought he was going to get this done pretty early, but I am glad he got some work in. And that little knockdown he had where he did that little
It
rock,
was
that
gross.
was real sweet. I'm not gonna lie.
It was like boom, boom. Wait, no, other way. Boom, boom, boom. Right there. That was smooth. Honestly, the one thing I gotta say about Keyshawn it's a bit of a criticism for that fight. Don't play with your food so much.
Yeah.
Like he was just clearly that much better than Patera, but Patera he was just taking him lightly in moments. He was showboating a little too much, and Patera caught him with a mean left hook at one point. Kind of
Mm-hmm.
stumbled Keyshawn Davis, like he had him wobbly on his feet for a second. Keyshawn recovered quick though, and honestly, nothing to really take note of. That doesn't say anything about his chin. It's just don't take anybody lightly to the point like that. Now get the job done first. Know that Patera is like actually hurt before you start playing with him like that. Because Keyshawn Davis is at 135. There's dogs in this division. You don't want to play with them like that. But still, though, awesome performance from him. Still think Andy Cruz beats him though. So yeah, can't wait to see that. Hopefully they build up to that fight soon. And yeah, as for the Kambosos fight, the last thing I gotta say is boxing needs to chill out with these robberies because that was daylight robbery.
Blatant.
You know, like oh my god, it leaves such a bad taste in my mouth. Luckily though, we get to look away from this fight because we've got a huge week of boxing to look forward to.
Woo. Oh yeah, there's a massive week of boxing coming up. We got a Fulton versus Niue on Tuesday early over here in the USA. We got Sinessa Estrada on Friday. And then we got one of the biggest fights up to date. We got Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. going for all the belts at welterweight. So really looking forward to that fight. If y'all are too, go check out our fighter profiles on them. And also make sure you hit that subscribe button too so you can stay up to date with our content.
Oh yeah, definitely. Stay tuned for that because one of the biggest fights of all time. Honestly, I'm just gonna gas it up like that, guys, because this potentially can be one of the biggest fights ever. That's coming up next week. I can't wait for that. Hopefully, it's not going to be a George Kambosos ass fight. I'm sorry, I just really wanted to say that. It's not going to be like that. The judges aren't going to do us this dirty with this fight. Can't wait for that though. Until then, though, peace.
Peace.